What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm very excited to be doing an M1 Finance review. M1 Finance is an investing platform that I've been using for quite a while now. So today I'm going to be going over the pros and cons of M1 Finance, and so you guys can have some information to decide for yourself if it's an investing platform that makes sense for you. So M1 Finance is an investing platform and it has an investment side, a spend, and a borrow side. So it's got like 3 sections to it. I'm going to be focusing most on the investing functionality in this video. I don't use the spend or borrow sides of it, but I know you can borrow against your own funds that you have invested, and spend I think is like a normal bank account, kind of like an online bank. So it does have that functionality, which is nice if you are looking for like an all-in-one place to do your banking. So for the pros, first of all, I like their app. I have an iPhone, so I use it on my iPhone, and I find it to be very user-friendly. I have a good like user experience, has a good feel to it. I like how, you know, when I go to do something, it just feels intuitive to me when I'm trying to find something in the app about my investments or making a deposit and things like that. So overall, I think the app has a good like look and feel to it if that's something that you care about, which I think people, even if they don't realize they care about it, you do care about it, because if an app is like clunky and hard to use and crashes and stuff like that, like that's no good. Next, I really like their concept of pies. So basically when you open an account, you can create an investment pie and then turn on auto investing. So when you put money into your account and you have a pie set up, it'll automatically get invested in the proportions for the pies that you predetermined. So in these pies, you can invest in a wide variety of things. They have index fund ETFs and other ETFs, and then a wide variety of stocks. So let's dig into it like more specifically. So if you go to the pies and you go to this expert pies right here, they have these preset pies that you can choose. So if you are new to investing, or even if you're not and you just want something that's easy to set up, you can go to one of these preset pies. So for example, if you are doing general investing and you want to be, you know, some level of conservative or aggressive, you can pick one of these pies and then your investments will automatically, you know, your money will automatically be invested in that pie when you transfer money into your account. So if you want to see like what the holdings are in that pie, you can click over here to targets and it shows you what the breakdown is for the percentages. And then like, for example, this Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, you can click on that and see what the expense ratio is and see the price history, see the returns and everything like that. So if you aren't sure how to invest, but you know, okay, I'm young, I want to be, you know, aggressive or ultra aggressive, then you can just choose that pie and add it, and then it'll be all set and ready to go. If you are using M1 Finance for retirement, because they do have a variety of accounts, which is also nice. They have, you know, just a regular brokerage account, which is what I use, but they also have retirement accounts and they have custodial accounts for minors. So they do have a nice variety of accounts. But if you're using it for retirement, if you have like a Roth IRA, for example, and you click this plan for retirement, you can put in the year that you're planning to retire. Let's say it's like 2050, because that's around the year that I would retire. And then you've got 3 choices: aggressive, conservative, or moderate. Let's look at the aggressive portfolio. You can see here everything that you would be invested in that portfolio. And then also you can see just on the details like what the expenses are. So this 0.08 here, that's what the expense is for that fund, and that's really low. That's what you want to see. There are other actively managed funds that are going to be much higher, and this is not investing advice. This is just, you know, what I've learned from reading about investing and what I look for. I look for very low expense ratios, less than 0.1 or so. When I am picking investments. So you can see here, you know, it's very clear what the investment is, what the risk is, what the, you know, historical return is on these different funds. And then the other pies that I thought were really interesting is if you just want to keep it really simple, like really simple, and you want to go like, let's say you just want to do 90% stocks and 10% bonds and keep it really simple. They have these 2 fund portfolios. Look at this. It has 2 holdings, an expense ratio of 0.08, and look at this. It just has 2 ETFs in there. This total Vanguard Total World Stock ETF, and then this Total Bond ETF, and that is it. Okay, the next thing that I really like about M1 Finance is that you can buy fractional shares of ETFs. So in certain brokerages, you have to buy an entire share of an ETF. You can't buy fractional shares. So for example, in this holding VTI, it costs $225.71 per share at the time that I'm filming this video. And so if you don't have $225.71 to invest, you are allowed to purchase a fractional share and still invest the money. You don't have to wait till you've saved up another $225 in order to then invest in that fund. So another pro about M1 Finance is they do not charge any fees. So I was showing you guys those like expenses or the expense ratios for the different funds you invest in, and that you're gonna find anywhere. You can't invest for free in most funds. There is one fund that Fidelity has that has 0 fees, but that's like, I think, the only one that exists. So no matter what, you're gonna get charged fees on your investments, but the platform itself, M1 Finance, doesn't charge a fee. So for example, other platforms like Wealthfront and Betterment, I think, charge like 0.25% fees just to invest with them. Robinhood, I believe there are no fees for investing. So some places charge, some places don't. M1 Finance is a platform that does not charge any fees for investing with them. And then finally, the last pro that I really like about M1 Finance is they do have a nice investment sign-up bonus. So if you are new to M1 Finance and you open an account, then you can get an investment bonus. I think if you don't have a link from anyone, you have to put $1,000 in and you get a $30 bonus. But if you use my link, I have a link where if you put $100 into the platform, you get a $30 sign-up bonus, and I also get $30 for referring you. It's always nice when an investing platform does give you some sort of sign-up bonus. So I really do like that they have that. At one point, it was up to $50. They were doing a promotion. So I think it varies a little bit depending on if they're doing a special promotion or not. But right now, at the time I'm filming this, their sign-up bonus is $30. So if you're interested in using my referral link to get that sign-up bonus, I will put that link in the video description. Okay, so let's talk about the cons for M1 Finance. M1 Finance was founded in 2015, so it is a newer brokerage. It has not been around 50 or 100 years like Fidelity and Vanguard, so it is newer, and so there's just, I think, a little bit less intrinsic value and trust in M1 Finance as a brokerage because it hasn't been around as long. But I did look them up with the Better Business Bureau, and they do have an A- rating with the Better Business Bureau, so that is a good score. They have been around 6 years, going on 7 years, so they're not like brand new. They didn't start this year, but they are a relatively new brokerage, so they're not like one of the old, really trusted ones. And so you're gonna have to decide if that's something that matters to you or not, if you are looking at them as a potential investing platform. Next, the other con with M1 Finance that applies to me particularly. I don't know if other people have this problem as much. Let me know in the comments if you use M1 Finance and you run into this. But when I go to invest money with M1 Finance, because of maybe the bank that I use, it does take a little bit longer for the money to transfer into the account. So when I have a Fidelity account and when I make a transfer to invest money, it goes in within like 24 hours usually, but for M1 Finance, it takes about 2 to 3 days for the money to clear in M1 Finance so then I can invest it. So again, I'm not sure if that's particular to just my bank or if that's something that everybody runs into, but that's something that I have experienced that's a little bit of a downside for me. The next con for M1 Finance, if this is functionality that you're interested in, is they don't have any human advisors. So for example, if you have brokerage accounts with Fidelity, you can get an actual person to advise you on your investments. Of course, that financial advisor typically will take a fee for doing that. And so, you know, that's something that some people like and rely on and other people don't. So if you are kind of a DIY investor, M1 Finance is great because they don't have any human advisors and that's not something that you need or rely on. Like I showed you guys, they have all these preset pies. So if you have enough basic knowledge of investing that you know kind of like what your overall goal is, you can go off of one of their preset pies and be in pretty good shape. One thing I wanted to mention is I saw this post on Instagram by Personal Finance Club. I don't know if you guys follow Jeremy on Instagram, but he is great when it comes to investing. He's got a really good course on investing, and he posted this the other day. It just shows the 12 most popular index funds and ETFs over the last decade or so, and you can see that their performance is pretty much identical. So while it is important to know what you're doing and what you're choosing when you're investing, sometimes the nuance isn't as, you know, important as it may seem between certain funds. But I just thought it was like a very nice visual of how if you pick a index fund that's, you know, one of the popular low-cost index funds, you're pretty much gonna get the same performance whether you pick, you know, index fund A, B, C, or so on. So anyway, for me, the fact that there's no human advisors is not an issue because I have done a lot of reading and studying and courses and stuff on investing over the past several years, and so I feel like I have a very good working knowledge and I don't want to pay the fee for a financial advisor. But if that's something that's important to you, it is not available through M1 Finance. The next con to M1 Finance is there is a limited trading window. So I don't do trading, like I don't do day trading or buying and selling of stocks. Like I'm a buy and hold investor. So there is one trading window at 9:30 a.m. where the investments get made. It's once a day. So if the stock market's dropping and you're trying to get in at a certain time, like you're not able to do that through M1 Finance. Through the basic membership, you can get M1 Plus, and that gives you a second trading window at 3 p.m. And right now, at least for me, you can get M1 Plus for a year for free, and after that, I think it was like $125 a year for that service. For me, like I said, I'm a buy and hold investor, so I'm not really like trying to time the market at all. I'm just investing as soon as I have money to invest. I put it in there whether the market's up or down, and I don't really care that much. I'm not trying to like get in a certain fund or stock at a certain time, so that doesn't matter to me. But if that's something that's important to you, then M1 Finance might not be the platform for you. I don't know a lot about Robinhood because I don't have an account with Robinhood, but from my understanding, Robinhood, you can like, you know, buy and sell whenever you want on there, and that's just not something that M1 Finance is really meant for. So if you're looking to do like, you know, buying and selling throughout the day, then M1 Finance is probably not a good fit. And finally, the last con for M1 Finance is they do have limited customer service. I don't know this because I've tried to contact customer service myself, but I just was doing a bunch of research on the platform before I made this video, and I did see some people write that they weren't able to reach customer service very easily, and they had trouble, you know, waiting on hold for a long time or getting in touch with a real person. I think that's something we encounter with a lot of companies. Some companies are better than others, but for me, you know, customer service is very important, but I do wait on hold when I call Fidelity too. I don't know if their wait times are really that much longer than other brokerages. You'd have to kind of do a test to find out. I presume as M1 Finance grows and evolves as a company, their customer service will improve because they'll get bigger and they'll have more funds for that type of thing. But part of the reason I think their customer service is maybe a little harder to get in touch with is because they are this DIY platform for investing. Like, it's not really meant to have human advisors involved. It's not really like heavy on the customer service. So while it's really simple for people who know what they're trying to do on the platform and know what they want to invest in and what type of account you want to set up, on the flip side, for people that are really new to this stuff and don't have a basic knowledge of doing some simple things and don't want to try to navigate through those preset pies and things, their support on the other end for people who are looking for that advice seems to be something that they don't provide. So that is it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful in making your decision on whether or not to use M1 Finance. This is just my experience of the pros and cons from using the platform myself. If you are interested in signing up for a new account and want to get that $30 referral bonus, I again will put my link in the video description. If you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. And if you want to see more videos from me, then hit that red subscribe button. I'd love to have you as a subscriber, and I'll see you guys soon in my next video. Bye.